All right. Right now it is, what is it, 31st? I believe it's January 31st. It is Sunday and it's around 10:26 p.m. We just got off of work 26 minutes ago and we made it home right now. I took a melatonin. We closed today. We open tomorrow. So I got to be up around 5, get ready for work and all that good stuff. And I wanted to make this video just to be consistent with making content and staying in that mindset of making videos and putting things out. And this is a part of the document series. We are recording our progress anyway. Today we got our domain. Right, we purchased our domain. We're using WordPress, newthoughtsociety.com. So we officially have our homepage next to YouTube. And it's very exciting thing, and slowly but surely. And it's almost Wednesday already. We've been doing our meditations 30 minutes every night, and I was planning, since I train anyway, right? I work out, I exercise, and I do that at least 4 to 5 times a week. It has to be 4 to 5 times a week, because again, like I said, we have to give our body that time to rest. Once you're fully recuperated, you could hit it even harder in the gym than working out and training every day. You don't get that full restoration. So for the mind is the same way. The mind needs a break. So ideally, hey, we could do our meditation practice as we do our training too. Now for tonight, tonight we're gonna do our meditation. We didn't get our workout in today. It's all right. Going through DOMS anyway. Her back is still very, very sore. And our legs are pretty much caught up to being fully restored. So we get legs again really soon. But next is abs. I gotta get my abdominals in. It's been long enough for my abdominals to get trained. And here's some other good news too. One of my coworkers, she listens to my audios, and she really enjoys it. She says she turns them on to go to sleep. That is a very great thing, because the idea around these audios is to have them calm you, right? Soothe you as you're going through the information. Because we know sound puts you in a certain state of vibration, and you want to have a specific sound playing that gets you into that mindset of listening, right? That's the goal. And it calms you too, so when you listen, you're relaxed, your mind's relaxed, and that gets you into a better state of receptivity. And that's what's needed, that's what's necessary. So when you're going through the audiobooks yourself, when you're listening to the audio yourself, you're not wasting your time, right? It'll help capture your attention. So your attention is closer to being honed in on the information. Because remember, it's all about the information. And unfortunately, Dr. What is his name? He's huge in this kind of information. He doesn't do it under the ideal of New Thought. Joe Dispenza, Dr. Joe Dispenza, he teaches this exact same stuff, but he uses modern science, right? And our goal, like what we're doing here, to get this idea, like we're doing it in the form of an idea itself, and we're connecting it to Christ, we're connecting it through how just the entire movement of what New Thought, the whole progression of New Thought, so to speak, where that started all the way up to where we are now with quantum physics and the latest and greatest science that we have today, to help you understand that your brain and your attitude of mind, right? It's, you can create the character that you want. You can create yourself to be the person you want to be to achieve your goals in life. This is what we're going through with the Master Key System. With the Master Key System, we did already start working on the commentary, which was the version 3 of the video that we put out. And at the same time, I'm recording my progress through it, right? This is what my training is right now with our meditations, because in week 1, we have to secure control over the physical body. We have to be able to control ourselves. And a beautiful thing, because I choose to meditate in lotus position, Now, in lotus position, there are some stretches that I've been doing to help me maintain my posture with my legs crossed while sitting upright. Now, for you men out there that are also choosing to participate in meditating in lotus position, we definitely need to work on our flexibility, right? Because women are naturally more flexible. Not saying that all women will easily be able to do it, but for the most part, it'll be easier for them. So we as men need to stretch. We need to make sure our pelvic area, our hamstrings, our glutes, our thighs, our legs, they're stretched, so our muscles are lengthened, as well as our lower back area, the multifidus, so to speak. Now, the multifidus is the muscle that goes all the way through the vertebrae of your system. It goes all the way through the lumbar, through your thoracic, all the way up to your cervical. Your multifidus is the stabilization muscle between the vertebrae of the spine, and you have to stretch that as well as strengthen it. Now, back to the beauty of lotus position, because it is very challenging. It's very challenging, especially sitting there for 30 minutes. It is very, very challenging. It is not as easy as it looks, nor is it as easy as it sounds, because a lot of tension is produced on the mind. You'll feel the tension. You'll feel the need to lean forward and relieve yourself of the tension. But the whole point of what New Thought well, the master, it's still New Thought, Master Key System is teaching, is to be able to relax under tension. And this is exactly what meditation does in the lotus position. When you're able to maintain an erect posture in lotus and still simultaneously keeping your mind relaxed through the process of that maintenance, then it helps you develop full control over your body as well as over your mind, and what this will do for you in the long run. Because we know, say for example, we know life is stressful. Life is very, very stressful. The demands we need to meet, the necessities we need to accomplish, as well as the things that we want to create and the projects we want to create for ourselves. It takes a lot of time, a lot of energy, and a lot of your attention. And what lotus position does, and what we're learning in the Master Key System, is to be able to do all that, go through all that stress, all that tension, while staying as relaxed as you can. Because what we're going to learn, from what I remember the first time I went through the Master Key System and all the times that I've been through the Master Key System, we're going to get to the part where we're learning the necessity of being able to relax the mind. Because we know our bodies are the lower selves. We know the spirit and the mind are our higher selves, our intangible selves. And all of us are surrounded by an aura, right, our electromagnetic field. And this field expands when your mind is relaxed, because you have no tension. You have nothing constricting your mind. You have nothing constricting your field. So when you're relaxed and you're going throughout everything you're going through in a very calm state of mind, you're keeping your forces, so to speak, expanded. And with an expanded mind, obviously you're going to think higher. You're going to be able to think about your situations on a higher plane. We know thought is the cause behind the effects that we meet in our lives. So when you're able to think on a higher plane and think above your current environment, you're going to be able to take higher action. You're going to be able to take action that gets you to the higher level, regardless of where you're at. That's the beauty of it, and that's the power that we have as humans, that we're not bogged down by any situation that we're in. We can get ourselves where we want to go. But in order to get there, we have to change and become the person necessary to have that, to manifest it. And once we manifest it, to be able to keep it. Yeah, you know what? That's about everything I have right now. I was gonna check what time it is. We're at 9:36, 37, so it's probably around 10:36, 37. Excuse me. We got to get our meditation in, and like I said, excuse me, slowly but surely we are progressing. Excuse me. I just got attacked by the hiccups right now. Now, one last thing too, because I'm building this society to be able to get to the point to where it stands on its own. And the thought dawned on me recently because I put a lot of work into this. There is a lot of work that goes into this, right? I read the book to myself first, and then I read the book in a recording. I read the book so I could get a good understanding of the flow of the author. Then I read it in the recording, so once I get through the recording, it at least flows, right? It sounds good, it sounds listenable, consumable. Then from there, whatever parts I have to repeat, whatever mistakes that I make, I have to edit all those out. And it takes time, it takes a long time. And then after that, I got to add the music in, then adjust the sound of the music in connection with the sound of the audio, so the music is not overpowering the audio, that you're still able to hear it, but you're still able to hear the audio, right? And then on top of that, we take that, open up another app that we invested in. I'm investing in all of this. I'm spending my hard-earned money and giving my attention to this for you. Remember, New Thought isn't about me. The society isn't about me. I'm just a guy. I'm just another human being like you. The whole point of it is that the whole point of this is building a community around the creative process of nature, of which you are, that you have the ability to participate in and use, right? With the understanding of the attitude of mind and the natural laws of the universe, you can create the life that you desire to live. Because I know what it's like to have somebody else schedule my time. I know what it's like to not have control over my time because of the need to meet the requirements of capitalism. There's nothing wrong with capitalism either. Capitalism is a beautiful thing, right? It is in congruence with, hey, you must be of service to your people. What is that the golden rule? Be a servant. Be a servant to your fellow men. Then we're rewarded for our service in the form of money, right? But this is your power. This is why you need to be able to develop your character enough to be able to formulate your own service to give to society, so you can have that you will be rewarded for your time because you did the personal work necessary to become the person able to give that to society. I'd say right now, Sam Walton, I work at Walmart. Sam Walton was the man who had the idea, acted on that idea, invested in it, and now we have Walmarts. Thousands of Walmarts. There's like over 10,000 locations, Walmart locations, and they're located through many different countries around the world. They're not just here in the US. They're also in Hong Kong. They're also in China. And they're employing all these people. They provided the service, they're making the money. The employee, which is the position that I'm currently am in, I won't be this way forever because we're on our way to creating our things. But as the employee, having the job, so to speak, which there's nothing wrong with it, right? If you love what you do, you love what you do. You don't have to own your own business. Not everybody wants to. And by all means, remember, success is the progressive ideal, the progressive realization towards a worthy ideal. Success is dependent upon you. Success is dependent upon what you value as success in your life. What success means to one person does not mean the same thing to what success means to somebody else. So it's okay if you're okay with working for somebody. You're getting paid, you enjoy what you're doing, all your needs are being met, the lifestyle you want to live is being achieved. By all means, great, you're a success, you found the things that you want in life, and dude, happy, man or woman, I'm very happy for you. But as for me, I am very, very deeply unsatisfied because I know that I have the potential to do so much more, especially when it comes to changing people's lives. I know that I have the ability to change people's lives for the better. I've done it many, many times, specifically through not only my videos, the videos I used to make in the past. This is the first time that I had been doing this through personal training. Now, what I did there is obviously, yes, the person I helped, they were the ones that made the decision. In reality, they changed their life, right? I was just the tool that helped give them the tools. But yet, I made the choice too to be that person to give them that tool, right? I didn't have to. I don't have to even be sitting here making this video for you. I could be selfish. Hey, I have the information. I'm going to go create whatever I want. I don't need to give it out to anybody else, right? That's not me. That's not what this is about. This is about, hey, I have something that is needed, and it deals with the person themselves, and that's what this is for. Anyway, back to the idea that I had, because a lot does go into this. My time, my attention, my life. I'm giving a lot of my life for you so you could have information. Now, as we have just said, you obviously need to choose to do this for yourself. I'm giving you the tools necessary. And all these recordings that I do, the commentaries I do, even me recording my progress through the Master Key System is to show you what it will do for you, what it can do for you if you work it, because my life is going to change and I'm going to record it in front of you. I know it is. I know it is because I'm becoming a different person. And I know that I wouldn't have to try to be different. I just need to focus on keeping up with my practices, and it'll take hold of its own. I'll embody that new me all by myself, all on my own. And it'll just flow outside of me like we learned in part one. You can listen to part one right now. We get the things that we are. We have to become the person to have it and to manifest it. So for your ideal, you have to work on becoming the person necessary to have it and to manifest it. And that involves you thinking the way you need to think, visualizing yourself doing it around whatever idea that you have, and physically taking action towards it with courage, with conviction. Now, everyone has fears. I have my fears. I still have some level of fear when it comes to being this, because I know there's a huge level of responsibility for being the head of this, right? It can be a very fearful thing, but what is that really going to do for me? Right? Am I just going to sit there and then continue to think about this and not take action? Right? We can't do that. We can't live our lives that way. So for you, whatever ideal that you have, that person you truly want to be, have the courage to move forward and do it, regardless of how you feel with the fear. There was a quote, I can't remember who it was by, but he said, courage is something along the lines of, courage is the most formidable of all virtues, for it is the one thing that assures all virtues, right? With courage, you can have and develop every single virtue just from the virtue of courage. Now, it's very important to understand because of what courage is, right? You're looking in the face of what you need to do, whether you're afraid of it or not. If you are afraid of it, and you're doing it regardless, because we know in the act of doing, you'll be overcoming it, you'll be getting stronger through the process, and you'll be developing as your character. And there was one I heard too, it said, the cave you fear to enter holds the treasures that you seek. Right? The cave you fear to enter holds the treasures that you seek. So the thing you want is on the other side of your fear of it. Very interesting concepts too. But back to what I was saying, all the things I put into this, and my desire to have New Thought Society as something that stands on its own. It's not about me, it's about you. and being a part of something that'll pull out the best in you. That's the goal of this. Through through my website, I'm gonna design it to where I can have accepting donations. There's no obligation for you to donate to our cause, right? The cause is, our main cause is to bring an ideal to light which gives people the power that is already within them, because we know our entire society, our entire civilization is based upon us, right? It is here because of us. When the majority of humans progress and they move forward in consciousness and think upon higher planes, and they become greater in their character, that's going to reflect on our society as a whole, because every human being makes up our society as a whole. Just like every cell in our body makes up our body as a whole. Just like the chemical combination of those cells make up the cell itself as a whole. And likewise, just as the molecular form of that chemical form, that molecular form makes up that chemical form as a whole, which makes the cell, which makes us as humans as a whole. And likewise with the conglomerations and the structure of the atom, of which those molecules in turn are made out of, right? All of it works together. All of it is in play together. And same thing with our society. As we help and give you the tools to progress in consciousness to a better person, a better version of yourself, you will reflect that into the world, and as a whole it'll make the world better. That's the cause. We're working with the inner portion and the inner nature of who we are. So like I said, once I get that donation set up and that structure set up, there is absolutely no obligation for you to donate when I started doing this, because these are altruistic goals. So eventually I will put out my own program, and I'll sell it, right? I'll sell my coaching. I'll sell those things because it's my time. There's so many things that we need to be doing with our time. And once we get to the point where our time, in order for me to get my time somewhere else, I would have to sell it in a program, because my time would need to be needed somewhere else. I know eventually I'll get to the point where I won't just have the time to be able to do anything, where I will be so needed that our needs, or our attention needs to meet those needs, right? Because it's already happening. It's already happening, and we have a cause here, and I need help when it comes to building that cause, because of the amount of time that my work life is taking from being able to do this, and how long it's going to take to really truly get this thing going, like really, really, truly get it going to the speed that it needs to be at for people. Now, I said there are absolutely no obligations. It's altruistic. I'm going to be doing this no matter what. With your help, it'll definitely be a heck of a lot quicker. So New Thought has its own funding, right? I've put in, I don't know how much I've spent on this. I built this box. I bought the desk. I bought the chair. I bought these books that I have in PDF format. I bought the panels. I bought the mic. I bought this new phone, to do all this, to be a good personal phone and a work phone. The spit guard, the lamp, right? I'm buying all this. I'm investing in all this. I'm already invested. With your investment too, we could do so much more, because there are still things that we need, right? I still need to order my new panels. That's taken time, because the amount I'm making at Walmart I can't just order panels out of nowhere, right? I need to strategically do that, and patiently do that. All the bills that I need to pay, right? And like I said, once I get it set up, and this idea came to me because people, like a good buddy of mine said, people will follow this. People will be a part of this. People will want to be a part of this. I want to be a part of this. If I want to do it, people aren't really much different than you. You'd be surprised how similar everybody is. if I'm interested in this and am so invested, and other people will be too, and because there's a cause, there's a bigger cause that are bigger than any of us as individuals. It's for all of us as just a species. This is a cause for all of us as a species itself. And it's a very powerful thing. It's in a way, really thinking about, it's a world-class cause. It means something. You know, it's something very, very important. Like I said, the idea came to me just recently. Like, I can ask for donations, and it'll help. With your help, we'll be able to move this so much forward. Now, I obviously still have my business goals, my entrepreneur goals. We don't plan on using this money for anything outside of New Thought. Right, we're still going to work. I'm still very interested in getting back in that truck. Had opportunities today for union work, just places to be able to work. Because ultimately, we'll have our own e-commerce one day. We'll be selling products, legitimate physical things people could use. We'll have our warehouses, and we'll have our truckers. We'll have our employees, and we'll be able to teach them and coach them too through work. Because in the Master Key System, Mr. Hanel does say that business is the best thing for producing character, for helping people developing character, because it's related specifically to being of service to somebody else outside of yourself. So anyway, like I said, once we have been building the structure of our website. We're in the middle of building a structure of our website. We just got part 6 out of Master Key System in version 2, so you could follow along as I'm doing the audio. Version 2, I believe I already shared this. Version 2 is, I took a picture of every page. Alright, and that's another thing. We're doing 3 versions. First version is just pure audio, mainly designed for phone users, and if you just want to throw something on to listen to while you're doing whatever you're doing, boom, version 1 is for you. Version 2, people learn in many different ways. If you want to just read along as I'm reading it to you, I took a picture of every page, structured all of it with every which is where I'm at, where I'm reading, right? And you can read along with it. And then version 3 is a legitimate commentary where I'm in front of the camera and reading the book and explaining it. There's, like I said, there is a lot that goes into this that I'm doing for you. It's not about me. It's not about me. I just believe in the information and believe in its importance. It's important enough to give to the world, because I know as a society, as a civilization, we're suffering. We are suffering deeply as people. Now, for granted, not everybody is. There are a lot of people that are happy, but there are still probably even more people that aren't than they are. People not living the life that they want to live. People not where they want to be. And you can change that. That's the thing. But if you're that person that feels you have a victim mentality, you don't have to live that way, right? You do not have to live your life as a victim. Screw that. You have the power of God within you, because you are consciousness. You are a conscious being. It is a nature of consciousness to embody that which it thinks about most of the time. You legitimately can choose what you are going to think. And what happens with thought, your thoughts are under the dominion of a higher law. It's a psychological universal law that you become what you think about. So what you need to do, if you're in that victim mentality, you have to understand and educate yourself about yourself. Right? This is what I mean by these tools that we give. We have the tools to get you out of that mentality, so where you're not a victim in your life, but you are the courageous being that just woke up one day and said, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not going to live this way anymore. This is BS. I deserve more. And I'm going to make more for myself by becoming more myself. And that becoming involves higher consciousness, higher ways of thinking, more discipline, choosing your thoughts, focusing on what you want, not what you don't want, learning to ignore things that just don't matter. There are a lot of things that do not matter, that happen around you, that happen to you. What matters is the goal. What matters is the priority. What matters is things that are higher than we are, and the fact that we had the ability to be more. That's what matters. And learning to focus mainly on those things that matter. And just whatever things don't matter, it's like that plant that develops the fuzz, or at least that has the fuzz on the outside, that even the water droplets don't really stick to the plant, right? Like the water droplets just go off the plant. That's how things that don't matter are. They just let it go off you, like the plant does with the water that it doesn't want, right? It's kind of funny though, huh? Just flick that water off. Flick the things that don't matter off and focus on the things that do. But anyway, like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and end this right here. We're already at 31 minutes, and yeah, we're gonna do our meditation. Let that melatonin hit, and get some food in before we eat. Get our protein in, and we'll see you next time.